Taurus. Welcome to your love reading because I promised you guys over on Tarot Therapy that I would do a love reading for you guys over on She Do. So here we are. So first card out, we have Scales. It says, keep your life in balance. So what it's looking like, my beautiful Taurians, coming into your birthday season. Happy solar return. I'm a Taurus, by the way. Where you guys are now, especially in reference to child. I just got a whole message about that. The next card that came out, if I can move my finger, is mice. And it says discord among family, well, friends or family. It's a whole message with that. But here's the key. Coming into your birthday season, and of course, we're talking about eclipse season and all this other kind of stuff. So it's like a whole new era, a whole new karmic cycle, another 7-year cycle that's starting for all of us, which of course, scales would represent justice, which would be reward and punishment. And that's more about the decisions that we make and less about like, spirit feeling a certain type of way about us and being like, you get rewarded, you get punished. It's more or less we have a choice, right, of how it is that we choose to move forward. But it's also needing to understand that in your regular life, in your romantic life, that there's going to be ups and downs, there's going to be good and bad, but at every opportunity, you always have a crossroads and a chance to choose again, right? Now, with this mice card, what I'm feeling with this intuitively, there's some of you guys that have been dreaming of mice or rats, whether they're alive or dead. But aside from what this card is saying, well, my guys just said, something that added to it. The thing that I felt intuitively as soon as I looked at this card is like something kind of nipping away at you. So something kind of siphoning your energy. But what they're telling me is whether it's discord or there's just people in your life, whether, because this is a love reading. So whether this is the family of a romantic partner, it's the friends of the romantic partner, if this is speaking literally to the romantic partner, this is more or less speaking to an imbalance that's occurring in you guys' life right now, because there's someone or a group of people who are siphoning your energy. So more or less, with this particular connection, it's not necessarily saying that you and this person are completely out of alignment with each other, but the way that you're relating to each other right now, there's a lack thereof of give and take or reciprocity in the situation. I don't know what word was trying to come out of my mouth just now, but there's a lack of reciprocity in the situation. So it may be that you guys are feeling like you're investing more into the partnership than the person is. Like it's 80-20, like, you're giving 80%, the other person is giving 20, or it kind of feels like you're leading the connection in some way, shape, or form, and it's siphoning your energy. So there's a need to be cognizant of that. The next card that we have is Eagle, and it says triumph over troubles and obstacles. And the energy I feel with that is kind of like Scorpio energy, because it's making me think about like Phoenix rising from the ashes. So what that says, regardless of what it is that comes out in this particular reading, it's saying to me that you guys are very much in control of your experience. You're very much in control of how this can pan out, if you want to create balance in the situation, if you want to create what's the word I'm looking for, like compromise, like if you want to compromise in this particular situation, but how it is that you guys have been approaching it kind of in a self-sacrificial kind of way, or carrying it on your shoulders, right? It's more or less saying that you literally have power and control over that. It's not like you're released from the karma of it, if you want to look at it that way. It's not anyone that's still keeping you there. It's not spirit saying that you need to be there. So at any moment, you can either choose to change your behavior. Blah, I don't know what's wrong with my mouth. You can either choose to change your behavior or to exit this connection, depending on, what it is we're going to see in these cards. So anywho, okay, let's go ahead and jump right in. First card out, we have the Page of Pentacles. So the first row, we are looking at your energy. The next row, we're going to be looking at your person of interest. So we have the Page of Pentacles. So that's kind of letting me know that with this particular situation, with this particular person, it's an immature energy I get with the Page of Pentacles. So it's kind of like, if you met this person, there was a great deal of physical attraction, sexual attraction, or this person could have been like really like, you know, Rico Suave, you know what I mean? Like reeling in kind of vibe, you know what I mean? So it's almost like a bit of an intoxication. And that's more or less what drew you to this person, drew this person to you. It was very physical in nature. So it wasn't one of those things where, how can I say it? It's not one of those things where like, and this is going to be a really crazy example, but say like if you worked in the same office with someone, don't ever do that. Don't get your honey where you get your money. Okay. But anywho, but it's not one of those things where you met this person and like, you know, y'all working in the same office and you guys working together every day. It's like you slowly started to fall for the person. I feel between you and this person, there was like an instantaneous, very chemistry laden, just sexual attraction, right? But with the Two of Cups, that says to me that it ultimately grew into something to where there was a balance and a harmonious connection between the two of you, right? It just didn't start out that way. So I don't know if you guys were like, you know, cuddle buddies or something, and it ultimately grew into something, or if it was just that, you know, you saw them on Tinder, thought they were hot, and you swiped right. You know what I'm saying? But whatever the case, how it is that this started wasn't necessarily, I don't want to say that you weren't looking for love. And then my guys are telling me something else. They're saying, I love how this happens. They're saying how this started is how a lot of stuff happens or starts with you guys, where it's kind of, and they're highlighting this whole thing with how I was saying, like, I look at the Page of Pentacles as like an immature energy, like it has the potential to grow into something, but it's like where it's starting isn't necessarily starting from a place of like, and not saying that you don't want to get married, but the initial attraction to the person isn't like, oh wow, this is like a good, you know, mother or father figure, potential husband wife type of thing. It's just physical attraction that ultimately ends up growing into an emotional connection. But I mean, that's totally normal, right? I feel like falling for a person over time because you're like in the same space is kind of rare. Not saying it doesn't happen, but you know, usually it's physical attraction, especially with everyone meeting on the internet, but that's neither here nor there. Next card that we have is the Six of Pentacles in the reverse. And that's that energy that I'm speaking to, that I saw in you guys' overall energy. So this is giving me a picture. And for some of you guys, like my guides were saying, and this is probably coming out this way to where they're pulling back on past patterns just because we're under this eclipse energy while I'm recording this. But it doesn't matter when you watch this. That's just when I'm recording it. But more or less, there's a need for Taurians to be aware that how this started was physical attraction. I feel with this person, we're going to find out when I pull the cards on them, but kind of how I'm looking at this is it's like Taurus being lust drunk. So, and even if you look at this card, man, like if you just wait, let me see if you guys can get a clear picture of it, if my autofocus will work. Okay, yeah. So if you see how dude looks, right? It's like he's very conscious and very aware of what's happening, right? And then oh girl is just, you know, lust drunk. You know what I'm saying? She's drunk in love and things. But that says to me that whoever this person is that we're speaking about, they were very intentional. It's almost like a seduction kind of energy. So this person was very intentional in getting you like enthralled. Like that was the whole purpose of it. And I feel with Taurus, it's kind of like letting your guards down and allowing yourself to get enthralled into this because your desire was for it to grow into something. You know what I mean? And I feel for some time it did. So it's more or less, this started like hot and heavy, lusty, really like heavy attraction. Then it's like emotional connection. And then I feel where we are now is the Six of Pentacles in the reverse, where there's a lack there of a reciprocity. So like I was saying in the beginning, like that 80-20, like you're giving 80%, the person is giving 20. And that's where I feel that scales is very important, because there's a need to curate balance. Like whenever you're in a partnership, AKA, Two of Cups, there's supposed to be an even exchange and a harmonious exchange of energy. But I feel that you guys felt with this person, it's almost like you were always left waiting by the phone. You were always left, wondering where they were, when are they coming home? You know what I mean? Like you're planning dates, cooking dinner, whatever, they're canceling and things of the sort. And I feel what kept you guys attached to the situation, or why you guys are still attached at this point, is because you're thinking about how it started, like this energy right here, how it started, right? Because it started with this energy. Gosh, my guides, can I just do my job and y'all like stop interfering? So my intention is to do this for Taurus, because that's what I told Taurus, but they're telling me to throw my dice, because I guess there must be somebody who's watching this that like needs something. So we can look at this as either signs of your person, or if you're another zodiac sign. Okay, that's Leo and that's Capricorn, is it? Yes, that's Leo and Capricorn. So you guys are welcome to, or that could be who it is that you're dealing with. But anywho, but I feel what keeps you guys holding on, or why it is that you're still holding on and putting up with the imbalance, or allowing your energy to be siphoned because you're overworking yourself, is because of things having started this way, right? Now let's get into your person's energy. That's interesting. Whoa, okay. All right, first card out, we have the Three of Chalasas. So once again, it started out good. I feel that when the two of you met, it's almost like I can't, I hate repeating myself, but it's like a very intoxicating energy that was happening between the two of you. You know what I mean? But I still am seeing this consistency of this person being very intentional with what it is that's happening here. It's almost like, God, and I hate to use this example. It's kind of like it. If you were to, let's say it in this way, because I don't like that first example I got, because that sounds so like sus. But if you think about like when you were in college, right, and you and your friends are going somewhere, and you would like pregame, right, before you go out. So it's like you drink a little bit at the house before you go out to the club, just to kind of loosen yourself up a little bit. It's like that's the kind of intoxication that I feel. Of how this person kind of came into this connection with you. It's almost like, damn, that would be like love bombing. I'm sorry. It would literally be like love bombing, because now that I look at it, I love how all my readings turn out like this. The next card that we have is the Three of Pentacles. Oh my goodness. So yeah. This is just, I love, this is just, every time I record for this channel, it never fails. So anywho, so the way that this person approached the situation is more or less, it's kind of like love bombing. I don't want to necessarily say that the person love bomb you per se, because with me seeing this Three of Cups and seeing this Three of Pentacles, and with that falling under this Page of Pentacles and this Two of Cups, it's saying to me more or less, in some sense or another, this person wanted this, like, you made this person happy, like they were attracted to you, you were attracted to them, they enjoyed spending time with you, all this good stuff, right? And I feel in some sense or another, especially with this Three of Pentacles falling under the Two of Cups, that this is something that they ultimately, oh, hell God. This is something that they ultimately wanted to grow to something. It's like this person kind of idolized you, I would say. Like they put you on a pedestal, if you will. You know what I mean? It's like the attraction they had for you was physical, yes, but how can I explain this? It's like they put you up on a pedestal because it's something about you that they like admired, or whether it's like what you do or a talent or something. It's like they put you up on a pedestal, and it's kind of like them wanting to build with you based on how it is that they were perceiving you. Okay, thank you. Because my guides point me back to this. That's what it is. It's like this person idolized you, put you on a pedestal, and may have potentially felt that you were completely out of their league, right? So in a literal sense, I'm just being honest here, guys. In a literal sense, it could be that every time this person hung out with you, that they had to like drink because they were so nervous, type of deal. Because I feel it's kind of like an insecurity thing. So it's like either this person always had to drink like when they were talking on the phone with you, or when y'all go out on dates and stuff like that, so they can get their little liquid courage because they felt like you were kind of out of their league, type of deal. Or a lot of the stuff that you guys did centralized around drinking, even if you weren't like much of a drinker. It's just somehow you always find that when the two of you get together, there's somehow alcohol always involved. You know what I mean? And I see that in a literal sense, but in the energetic sense of how that would look, that's like that vibe I was saying, where it felt like love bombing. And again, I'm not saying that that person was doing that. You know what I'm saying? But it looks a lot like that, because it's almost like them feeling insecure and not feeling enough. It's like they felt like they had to like kind of keep you in that, lust drunk kind of mind state, right? Like up in the clouds, castle in the sky kind of deal. Well, damn. I'm trying not to make it love bombing, but that's what the hell love bombing is. I can't lie about that. But let me say it this way. As of now, I'm not seeing that this person, I mean, that's dysfunctional. But as of now, I haven't pulled more cards yet. But as of now, I'm not going to say that, this person was doing it out of malicious intention. How I'm seeing it is that it's coming out of a place of insecurity. So it's like they don't know how to relate to people any other way. You know what I'm saying? But all of that is rooted in their own insecurity. So it's kind of keeping you like up in this airy fairy type of mindset, if you will, in order for them to align with you. But the whole key is I don't really, that's not a healthy way to relate to someone. Like, we can admire people. We can think that, people are dope. Like, we could have just learned the guitar and we meet this person that's like a dope ass guitar player, and we start dating them, and we can think that they're like super dope. You know what I'm saying? But entering things on false pretenses, or trying to like play chess with someone because you feel insecure, that's not a healthy way to relate to someone. Like it's the perfect recipe for being in the situation that you guys are in now, where it's like a one-sided type of deal. Holy Christ in America. Then we have Scorpio energy with the Death card. Oh my word. All right. So the way that this person is, dude, they legit would have to change their ways, because, and now this has become kind of karmic-y to me, because with this Death card being here, right? If a death or a transformation doesn't happen, then, both people or one person, what have you, ends up being held back in their life path, if you will. Because with this Six of Pentacles in the reverse, with this being an uneven exchange that's happening here, like you're pouring more into this than the person is pouring into you, type of deal, there has to be a death in reference to that, right? And in order for this to work moving forward, this person would have to change their behavior. But I can tell you that the issue with this is how it started. It's almost like a person, and I don't know why my words are escaping me. It's like, it's like this really weird kind of admiration and idolizing and fantasizing and it's like this whole kind of perception of you this person created in their head of who and how you are, didn't feel that they were equipped to be with you, but it's kind of like finagling it in order to kind of get in good with you. And I think like looking at this, like this whole little row of cards here, this speaks to me, even though it's speaking to your person's energy. I feel that if you guys are like still in a relationship with this person and you want it to work, like you're not interested in moving on type of deal, then that says to me that the way that you have been relating to this person, because you have no control over what other people do, how you've been relating to this person, like overcompensating and overgiving, that would have to stop and die on your end, because that's the only way that this could transform. Because if you continue to enable this partnership or connection being the way that it's been up to this point, it's only going to continue this way for the foreseeable future. So that goes back to what I was saying in the beginning of you guys truly having power and control in this situation. It's not really so much about oh good Lord. It's not really so much about your person. Next card that we have is the Emperor. That is Aries energy. Oh my God. I might be psychic, y'all. That's creepy as piss. You know how I was saying the whole thing about how this person was like watching you and idealizing you and like all enthralled by you? Look at what the freaking Emperor is doing. It's like this person, dude, they were waiting in the wings. And I think this person knew who you were before you knew who they were. You know, it's like they saw you as like the perfect specimen, which is what it is that I was seeing in this Three of Pentacles. It's like they literally put you on like a pedestal and saw you as like perfection. But here's the thing, that's totally dope if someone feels that way about you. However, the thing that I'm picking up on is it kind of objectifies a person. You feel what I'm saying? Because notice homegirl's a whole statue out here in these streets. It's kind of objectifying a person because it's like, it's almost like that trophy syndrome. It's like this person is like excited and like enthralled to be with you and all this other kind of stuff because it was never really about you, if that makes sense. Like it was more about them because you were like an object of their desire. So it's, and that's the thing I don't like about it, because that's where the energy is unequal. You feel what I'm saying? It's like Taurus would be pouring into this because you want the Two of Cups to grow into the 10 of Cups, right? Like you want this to be, you know, a romantic partnership and marriage and, you know, ultimately family, kids, whatever, legacy, all the great Taurus stuff. You know what I'm saying? So you're pouring into it because that's what you want. But it's almost with this person, I feel this sense of like superficiality with them. So it's more about like them having a prize. So it's like seeing Taurus as a prize and wanting to get that prize at any cost, because them being with you levels them up, if that makes sense. It makes them look good. But the downside of that is that there was never really a thought of, like I said, how you guys started out. And I think that's why my guides were saying, like, a lot of relationships end up panning out like this for you guys in the past up until now. And it's all because how they start, because they start in this immature, you know, superficial chemistry, physical attraction, you know, caught up in a whirlwind kind of thing, you know. And when things kind of halt or like bottom out, and it's not elevating or growing into what it is that you want, the natural Taurian thing to do is to overcompensate. It's like, oh, is something going on? Like, what can I do? How can I show up more? How can I listen more type of deal? But the issue is the fact that you and this person came in with two different intentions, even though they're mirror reflections of each other, right? You know what I'm saying? They're mirror reflections of each other, but it was two different intentions. It's like Taurus came in wanting to be with this person, like you're attracted to this person and you want to be with them, right? Not because you know them, but because you were physically attracted to them, right? The other person is physically attracted to Taurus, but, you know, objectified Taurus and sees Taurus as like almost like a trophy. You know what I'm saying? And what they get out of the connection is it makes them feel better about themselves, if that makes sense. And like I said, if you're still in this connection and you're trying to make it work, like I feel you, you know what I'm saying? But this would have to stop. Like you would have to stop feeding into this because it's going to continue to perpetuate this. But if you guys are like thinking about leaving, or you've already left a situation such as this is just giving you background on to what it is that occurred here. So, I mean, all of this stuff sounds nice for someone to feel that way about you, but if it's just one-sided, it's like being in relationship with them is just solely beneficial to them because it's not a thought of reciprocity. It's not a thought of giving. The next card that we have is Leo energy. We have the sun in the reverse, lack of vulnerability. Then we have the King of Wands. So, I mean, y'all could literally be dealing with a Leo or an Aries person, you know what I'm saying? But with this sun in the reverse, there's a lack thereof of vulnerability. So if I were to say all in all, dude, what this is looking like to me is like, if we were to call it emotional unavailability, like how I was saying, you guys are kind of mirror reflecting each other. There's a level of emotional unavailability or a fear of vulnerability on both sides. You know what I'm saying? And why I say both sides is because we attract what it is that we are. You know what I mean? It's like Taurus was able to get swept up into the little superficial whirlwind because either you fear opening up to people or you've never experienced like true, open, honest vulnerability. How it is that you typically relate to people is, you know, through being needed or being helpful. You know what I'm saying? And all of this kind of feeds back into this person because it's almost it's like an energetic exchange type of deal, you know. But ultimately with this King of Wands, what I feel that Taurus is desiring, you're desiring someone who would be the definition of what the King of Wands would be, right? And I think the King of Wands is a dope dude. You know, I mean, archetypally speaking, it's like the King of Wands is somebody who, you know, can make it happen. They can make something out of nothing. You know, it's like they can take, you know, a paper clip, you know, a paper cup and a piece of string and like make magic happen. Right. But I feel for Taurus, what it is that you guys are desiring in a partner is really who it is that you are. It's like you're attracted, like what you see in people externally, like superficially, what it is that you're seeing in other people, you're really projecting yourself onto that person. So I feel the balance that can come, especially with this being your solar return, especially for those of you where this is speaking to not just one relationship, but several relationships that you guys have been in up to this point. I feel the changing force, especially if you're watching this around the eclipse time. It's like at your crossroads, how you can pivot and, like this eagle, overcome troubles and obstacles in your romantic life is by recognizing the King of Wands within yourself, right? So it's like the way that you pour into other people is the way that you should be pouring into yourself. Because if you have someone who's watching you that's thinking that you're so lit and puts you up on a pedestal, I mean, that means you're already there, homeboy, homegirl. You feel what I'm saying? But I feel there has to be a level of a heart opening, you know, because it with any person that we're dealing with, dude, it doesn't matter who, there's always going to be a mirror reflection of this person within us. And I feel, even though this person in a superficial sense put you on a pedestal, I feel like you kind of ate that up because you don't put yourself on a pedestal. And I feel the whole lesson is with this, like the true transformation, because, you know, with my love readings, child, we're not worried about the other person. We're going to get the tea on the other person, but we have no control over what the other person does. So this is all about you taking this information to use it for yourself, right? So the true transformation that needs to happen is not worrying about the other person being different or them changing their perspective, because that has to be their own free will choice. But it's about your perspective of yourself changing. It's about you coming into balance with yourself and you having reciprocity with yourself. You know what I mean? Because if you feel that you're lacking something or you're missing something, or you're looking for the missing piece to your puzzle, or, you know, feeling like you're looking for your other half, right? Or your king of wands, because just like how this couple looks, it's like, that's what I feel Taurus is desiring. It's like you're wanting someone to come in and to protect you, to love you, to nurture you. You know what I'm saying? To, you know, cultivate a relationship with you. But the most important relationship you have to cultivate first is with yourself, because that creates a standard. So with the Six of Pentacles in the reverse, you will never sacrifice yourself and solely give to another person, right? Or allow a person to only give 20% when you're giving 80, because you wouldn't do that to yourself. So how you treat yourself becomes the standard for how we teach other people to treat us, right? So I feel in some sense or another, it's Taurus not seeing your full potential. And I think because you're not seeing your full potential, it's kind of settling for less than you deserve. So it's like engaging with people who aren't equipped to love you the way that you deserve to be loved. But in order for you to have that in your life, you have to first realize that in yourself, if that's making sense. So it's like, it's not looking for the King of Wands. It's more or less you guys realizing that you are the King of Wands. I hope and pray that that's making sense. So I feel there's a level of needing to be vulnerable with yourself. And you know what, Taurus, this actually reminds me of a little quote that I wrote down earlier today. When I first woke up after I meditated, I wrote down this random little pondering that came. And it said, and I was totally going to post it on Instagram. It says, you're scared to be yourself because you fear being rejected by everyone else. But did you ever consider you'd be accepted by the right people? And I feel that's so appropriate. It's like on some level or another, because I'm looking at the sun in the reverse, if we fear intimacy or vulnerability or truly opening up and letting people really know us, which is why, and this is speaking pathologically, that's why we have a tendency to like rush into partnerships. You know what I mean? Because just like I was saying with your person, I don't necessarily feel that they're like a raging narcissist and blah, blah, blah. I don't feel that. I just feel this person got issues, they're insecure, and what they know works is like using the love bombing strategy. You know what I'm saying? They're emotionally unavailable. They don't know how else to like relate than to, you know, take you out, buy you stuff, and, you know, whatever the case, you know. But I feel on the other side of that, it's like Taurus kind of allowed yourself, because this is all choice, you allow yourself to get like swept up in the whirlwind, because it's a level of insecurity that Taurus has too, right? Whether it's like a fear of rejection or, you know, whatever the case, fear of vulnerability, fear of opening up, it doesn't matter what it is. But that's the transformation that needs to happen, whether it's in this partnership or it's in your connections with people in general, because it's siphoning your energy, right? It's not adding to you, it's taking away. And I always say that if someone or something is not adding to you, the only other thing it can do is take away. So let's go ahead and get an oracle card for you guys. What does Taurus need to know, Spirit? Whoa, there we go. It says a reflection, and it says, give each other some space at the moment, trust and have faith that all will work out for the best. I think that's a good idea. So if you and this person are in separation, if you and this person broke up, you know what I'm saying? If you guys are just single as a Pringle, you know what I'm saying? And this is actually an assignment that I gave to everyone on my network, is now is a good time to do some self-reflection. Those of you, because like I do feel heavily, there's some people who are still connected with this person, and you want to stay connected. So you guys take this literally. But for others of you who aren't seeing anyone, or, you know, this is long gone, this is every relationship you ever been in, whatever the case, now is a great time to do some reflection on your relationships, period. So if you resonated with this, you connect with this, you've been in situations or a situation like this, the thing I've been telling everyone on my network to do for the eclipse was to do a timeline from 2016 all the way up until April of 2022. And for you to write positive and negative experiences that you've had in your romantic partnerships, right? And or in your life in general, depending on where it is that you're at. So you can do it for your romantic relationships, or you can do it like for your life in general. But the other thing that you want to do is, and I'm not talking about like every little positive and negative thing, but I mean things that were like major effects on your experience. And the other thing you want to do is to also write the lessons that you learned from those experiences, right? To get very clear on, when it comes to a romantic partner, what it is that you really want, what it is that you don't want, what it is that you're willing to put up with you, what you won't put up with, what are the deal breakers, like things you've experienced that were so painful and you're like, I never want to do that again. So as you're moving forward in your life and into this new cycle, right, you know what it is that you want and don't want, and you're very clear on that, right? So that way you're stepping into your power of the King of Wands. You can be the one that say, hey, this doesn't, you know, jive with me. Like, I don't like how this feels. This isn't what I signed up for. And you have the courage to walk away. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that this helped. Most definitely let me know what you guys think in the comments. And as always, I love your face. And I will see you guys sooner than later, my friends.